In this video, we've compiled Undercover Boss moments where undercover bosses discover employees aren't getting paid. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Somebody's got to explain some things to me. And you can count on it. Every week when payday, at least 2 guys are back there raising Cain about their paychecks. They had a guy who worked 60 hours. When they gave him his paycheck, he owed them $21.20.
In this episode of Undercover Boss, Dina Dwyer Owens, CEO of the Dwyer Group, goes undercover as a new hire at Mr. Rooter, one of the plumbing businesses under her company's umbrella. She wants to experience the daily challenges faced by her employees and understand their concerns. Working alongside technician Wayne, Dina discovers that employees at Mr. Rooter are concerned about compensation issues. Wayne, a dedicated and hardworking employee, shares his personal connection to the company, as his father had also worked there. He expresses his passion for the job, but voices his frustrations regarding incorrect or inadequate paychecks, causing financial strain and uncertainty.
I'm expecting a $400 or $500 paycheck and it's $60. I don't know that something shady's not going on.
I don't want anybody to use the word shady when they think about us.
Dina takes immediate action to address these concerns. She contacts Mary Thompson, the president of Mr. Rooter, and conveys Wayne's concerns. She emphasizes the need to investigate compensation discrepancies and implement proper procedures.
I'm working with the technician Wayne. He was just revealing to me some of his frustrations with his job. It seems like there's a compensation issue in the way that they do the paychecks.
In a touching moment, Dina reveals her true identity to Wayne and assures him that she will personally oversee the resolution of the compensation issues. She also promises to create a workplace where every employee feels valued and respected. Beyond the compensation issue, Dina's undercover experience provides her with valuable insights into the lives and aspirations of her employees. She encounters Jacob, a young team leader who's taken on the responsibility of raising his 5 brothers after his father's passing. Jacob's story touches Dina's heart as she herself has experienced the loss of a parent. This connection deepens her empathy and reinforces her commitment to supporting her employees and their personal and professional journeys.
So I talked to Mary Thompson, who's actually the president of Mr. Rooter, and I'm going to continue to follow what's happening in this relationship. And so we'll take care of all of these compensation issues.
At the moment, then I don't have a 401k.
Are you a full-time employee or you're a part-time employee?
Well, they consider it part-time, but I work 38 to 40 hours.
Okay.
In this episode of Undercover Boss, Rick Tigner, the president of Kendall Jackson Wine Estates, takes on the role of Jake Williams, a grocery store manager participating in a reality show. Jake's first task is to work with Laura, the production manager, who teaches him how to count clusters in the field. However, Jake struggles without his glasses and accidentally breaks some clusters. Next, Jake joins Renee, a truck driver in Napa Valley, for a wine delivery. Jake finds it challenging to handle a forklift full of wine cases, and he's surprised by Renee's constant complaints about customers, colleagues, and management. Renee's negative attitude and lack of customer service concern Jake deeply.
They're not my coworkers. Yeah. They're just work associates. I mean, after a 16-hour day and they tell you this or that, the first thing that comes to your mind is you.
Jake's next assignment is with Marcos, the bottling supervisor. Jake struggles to load bottles onto the conveyor belt and is eventually moved to labeling, where he's still slow and inefficient. For the final part of his undercover mission, Jake joins Savannah in the Murphy Good tasting room. She trains him in wine tasting and customer service. Jake is impressed with Savannah's dedication, but she discloses that she lacks benefits in a 401k plan. She also opens up about losing her parents to drug overdoses, finding common ground with Jake.
We would hate to lose a great employee like Savannah. So when I get back to the office, we're definitely going to evaluate our benefit program as well as our 401k.
At the end of his undercover mission, Jake reveals his true identity to the employees he encountered. He meets with Renee and addresses his negative attitude, suspending him from truck duties for 30 days and assigning him to the office. Jake invites Marcos, Laura, and Savannah to the company estate for the big reveal. He surprises Laura with a spot in the management training program and offers $10,000 to help her with her student loans. Savannah receives a $10,000 donation to a homeless shelter in her name, a full-time job with a $5,000 raise, and medical benefits covered by the company. The suspended 401k plan is also restored because of Savannah's impact.
We're going to spend about $50,000 on a management training program. You could be a part of that and then get to that next level.
Oh, thank you.
How many hours did you do last week?
Totally about 80 hours.
Do you get paid extra for that?
No. Most places are not paying overtime anymore.
In this episode of Undercover Boss, CEO David Clark of Best Western takes on an undercover role to understand his company and its impact on employees. One major issue that arises is inadequate pay for the employees. As David immerses himself in various Best Western hotels, he quickly realizes that many employees are struggling financially due to low pay. He encounters Wayne, a chef in a hotel kitchen who works tirelessly but doesn't receive fair compensation for his effort.
I think 80 hours is crazy. You shouldn't take advantage of people.
David is deeply affected by this revelation and recognizes the urgent need for fair treatment of employees. He also uncovers unethical practices within the company, as Michael, responsible for maintenance, has been deceiving BW inspectors instead of making genuine improvements. David later encounters another employee named Bev, who works as a housekeeper and generously contributes to a charity despite being on minimum wage. She does this as a way of expressing gratitude for the charity's role in saving her son's life.
My son went there for 16 years, yeah.
Because that's a charitable.
Yes, yeah. We did little fetes and things like that to raise money for them, and I just give every month myself.
These personal stories deeply impact David, strengthening his determination to prioritize employee well-being and acknowledge their invaluable contributions. Armed with new insights, he returns to the boardroom and passionately advocates for change within Best Western. He urges the board members to adopt a more employee-centric approach and address the issues head-on. In the reveal part of the episode, David surprises Bev with a $2,500 donation to the charity she supports, expressing gratitude for her selflessness.
On behalf of Best Western, we'd like to give a cheque to Great Ormond Street. The cheque is for £2,500. It means a lot to us, and I know Great Ormond Street means a lot to you.
Although Wayne had remained faithful to Best Western and was passionate about his job, he was unexpectedly requested to join cooking classes. Undercover Boss has speculated that the Undercover Boss would reward him by raising his salary and compensating him for his extra hours of work, but this expectation was not met. Because of this, some viewers criticized the Undercover Boss for not increasing Wayne's salary. But despite this, Wayne was still loyal. He expressed his satisfaction and determination to continue working under these circumstances.
We would like you to go on a cooking course at our expense.
That'd be nice, because I do agree. I do think that restaurant is dynamite if it's done properly.
I'm not saying Chris is not good, but some people are just not cut out to be in the service industry.
I have a timber burger. I forgot to ask her how she
There you go, go do it.
How did you want your timber burger done?
Well done.
Well done? Okay, so here's a timber burger.
What, do they want cheese?
In this episode of Undercover Boss, Kim Schaefer, the former CEO of Great Wolf Resorts, goes undercover as a stay-at-home mom named Chris Miller. Kim starts her journey at Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine, Texas, working alongside Bree and witnessing the financial struggles of her employee's family. She then goes to Grand Mount, Washington, where she notices inefficiencies in great services. In Grapevine, Texas, Kim works as a lifeguard with Kelly, who shares his dreams of becoming a pilot. Finally, Kim serves alongside Deanna in Mason, Ohio. Deanna revealed that she didn't focus on how much she earned in tips. She simply accepted whatever she received, refusing to let it ruin her day. Deanna had experienced personal tragedy as well, having lost her 9-year-old daughter 11 years prior. Despite her pain, she maintained a positive attitude and embraced each day as if it were her last.
I never really look on how much tip I make. I just
It is what it is.
because I don't like it to ruin my day. I work doubles, and I'm like, pray that I walk out with something in my hand. Life's too short. Just move on.
After completing her undercover tasks, Kim reveals her true identity to her executive staff and shares the lessons that she learned. She then brings all the employees she worked with back to the headquarters for the big reveal. In the end, Kim asks Deanna to become a food and beverages supervisor, allowing her to continue using her skills and granting her a 6-month paid leave to spend time with her baby.
What I'd like to do is, instead of you working your second shift, I'd like you to stay home. So for the next 6 months, I'm gonna actually pay you to stay home.
Deanna was lucky when she received 6 months of paid leave, but not all the employees are treated this way on Undercover Boss. There have been instances where Undercover Boss fired the employees on the spot. You won't want to miss out on our video, Undercover Boss Moments when employees got fired. Click here to watch.